Hi, guys. Hello. We have Jerry and Terry on the line with us. I love it, Jerry and Terry. You guys could start a rock band. It's Juanita here. I'm super excited to be with you. I do know that it's Thanksgiving and I do know that it's a long weekend. So I appreciate and I just want to acknowledge those of you guys that are on this call right now and blocked out time in your busy season to be present with us. And for those of you guys that are watching the recording. So really, 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 really excited about what's going on and the, momentum and the group that we have together. As I mentioned yesterday on our call, on the live feed in the morning, that just seeing everyone really stepping out of their comfort zone, really taking this challenge on. I'm fired up. I'm fired up for everybody. I'm fired up for where we're going to go, what we're going to do, and seriously, the results we're going to see. So just going to have a really break it down goal setting today. So I'm going to first off share with you guys a little bit about my journey. For those of you guys that don't know who I am, this is our first Zoom call. So I want to introduce myself to everyone that's new. So my name is Juanita. I've actually been a coach now for 8 years. This Thanksgiving is my 8-year anniversary of my first trip to Herbalife, where I got to see the bigger picture of what was possible and what a community looked like. And so I'm really grateful for that opportunity. That's brought us here to, I went on to lose 65 pounds. I got married in a size 6 wedding dress. I had a baby. I got it all back down again, did a competition, had to figure out all over again. And now sitting around a size 6'8", super confident with my body, super happy with how I look, how I feel, most importantly, the energy to just plow through goals and tasks and really just be a present parent. Herbalife's given me so much, and I'm grateful today for that. I'm grateful for that every day. And the thing that it gave me the most, you guys, was the community. Was realistically the people that I get to spend my days with, that I get to grow with, that I get to, as my mentor calls, level up with, right? To be inspired by so many, but also have the opportunity to be inspiration. That's what Herbalife gives me. That's what Herbalife gives every one of us. It gives us that opportunity to be inspired, to be around, to be, locked arms with people that are going places and are focused on success and being better, right? You know what I mean? To be in a group of people where everyone's like, no, I want a better life. I want to make sacrifices and have things that I've only dreamt of. And that's what this community really gives us, right? It gives us those people that are willing to push us and sometimes maybe call us out on stuff, right? I've had to learn as a coach to become that person as well, that every once in a while I'm going to say, you know what? You did make some declarations and some goals. And I'm going to be that poke in the side that says, remember what you're working for, and not quit. Right. So, being a part of this community has not only allowed me to hit my goals, but it's allowed me to see what consistency looks like, what it means to be there for someone when they're not there for themselves, but to also have that repaid in my favor. Right. So just as much as people thank me for what I do and the inspiration I am, I'm only able to do that because of the people that are around me. And that's what it empowers us to do. And that's what this community empowers us to do. So I just want to say congratulations to all of you guys. Every single one of you. Some of you have been around for a while. Some of you are brand new to this. But the one thing that we're all on board with is crushing some goals, being fabulous, and making this fall a change. Right? The next 6 weeks, really committing to ourselves, committing to those around us that we want to upgrade, and that we want to go into this season feeling our best. And I think that's the most important is, yes, while we do, don't mind my cat. He'll be back. He's kind of lovey. But really taking on this season of becoming a better us. Because if there's one thing that I've learned throughout this whole journey is that when I take time to be good to myself, I actually have the energy, and more than the energy, I have the energy, but not in the aspect of a caffeine perk, but the energy of the vibration of my soul. I'm going to get all deep and mental here with you guys, but I get the mindset of being that for others, right? I get to give more to others when I give more to myself. Because if I'm feeling full and rewarded, I have the confidence to give that back to others. So raise your hands if you guys have ever felt that. Have you ever felt when you take care of yourself that you are actually a better person to others? Yeah, I'm getting like a full house here, right? It is. When I take care of myself, I get to be a better parent. I get to be a better wife. I get to be a better partner. I get to be a better friend, right? Like when I feel good, I get to help and be there and pour back into others. So that's really what falling into fabulous is, you guys. It's becoming better and taking care of ourselves so that as we go into the holiday season and all of the demands and pressures and stresses and everything that comes with it, we've taken care of us, so we're actually present and able to take care of others. And I'm really excited to do that with you guys. So first off, I want to hear any celebrations. So I am going to open up the line here. So I'd love to hear from you ladies. What are some of the successes that you've had over the last couple days? Or what are some of the excitements that you would like to share with us going into this? Is there anything you guys want to share? Someone want to come off mute?
So today was not so great, but I've been under the weather and I slept most of today. So today's not counting. But the last couple of days, was just the switch of actually eating like the full amount. And that's when the weight came off. Because I was sitting always between 160 and 163, which is not bad. But then all of a sudden I jumped on that scale the other day and boom, 155. I was like, what? So that was pretty amazing. I can't promise that that's where I am right now, but weight fluctuates and that's okay. And the other day, last night I went out, actually had like salad and stuff, which is a huge win for me because I love burgers and fries. But I got asked if I was a stripper because my body looked amazing, apparently. Yeah. I took that as a compliment and I laughed it off because I'm like, they're like, it's the bright red and the blonde hair, and they're like, wow, you look so fit. I was like, I'm not fit right now, but I'm working on it. And it was just people telling me I looked amazing.
I love it.
So that was huge.
Congrats. It's so awesome when other people notice your hard work and recognize it. So Tara, I want to recognize your hard work because I've seen it. I've seen your posts. I've seen you guys, this mama, she's a mama, full-time worker. She's still hitting the gym. She's taking care of her kid. She's making time for her relationship, so I just really want to just acknowledge you, Terry. Because you do. And so it's that recognition. I'm glad that other people see it too in your hard work. So keep it up.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Who else would anyone else like to share? We have some newcomers, so I'd like to welcome Sarah Lee, and I saw Kathy jump on there for a second. Maybe does anyone else want to share that they've had a win over the last couple days, or shout out to anyone else that they'd like to share?
I can share.
Awesome.
So the past couple of days, I've had lots of food around me, and I've had total control, and just stuck to my portion sizes, stuck to what I should eat on my meal plan. And I've been 100% on track, and I'm very proud of myself.
So I want to give Jerry a shout out because I got to be her accountability buddy yesterday. It was so cool. You guys, the power of accountability. Okay. So we talk about accountability a lot, and I just want to give huge recognition to Jerry because she was at our house for Thanksgiving yesterday, and she totally did. She posted her meal. She stuck on track, right? Like even all of our snacks, like I'm the one that pulled out the cheese and crackers, right? But I made sure I left them off the table so that you had to get up and go, right? We set ourselves up for success. We had a big bowl of vegetables out that got eaten. But when it came time for dessert, this beautiful mama, she told me, she looked at me, she goes, I'm going to pack up my kids and I'm going to go now because then I don't even get offered pie. Right. So she snuck out in that time between pie cleanup and like between dinner cleanup and serving pie again. And my mom was all like, no, Jerry, you can't leave. We haven't had pie yet. And I like I'm like, no, Jerry is leaving. Jerry made a declaration. She was leaving the house before pie was served. And that was the power of that accountability. Right. So Jerry, I just really want to acknowledge you for like speaking it, not just being like, oh, I should go. You said why you wanted to go, right? So it's really easy to say, oh, I want to go, but then you do. Someone's like, oh, no, because we all know the moms and omas. We love them, and they always want to make sure everyone's super well fed. So sometimes having those people that are on your side to be that, you know what I mean? When you get someone involved with your goal, they stand beside you in making sure that you make it happen. And that's that power of accountability. So I just really want to acknowledge you, Jerry. Congratulations. It was awesome to see you yesterday and watch you put that willpower into effect. Be like, you know what? I don't eat the pie. I had my stuffing. I had my potatoes. I love it. So really want to give you that shout out. Hi, Megan. Welcome to the call.
Hi.
Love it. Okay, so we're just going around. We're having a couple more shares. So we got time for one more share. Is there anyone else that wants to share something that they feel has been a win or something that's empowered them in the last couple days? Good. So if you guys are watching the recording, what I would like you to do is post in the comments of the recording feed a win that you've had. This is how we get engaged. This is how we stay plugged in so that we're really working on our goals and making them happen. So you guys, what I'm going to talk about today in our topic is goal setting, right? Because all of us joined up for this challenge. And again, you guys, can you raise your hands if you joined up this challenge with a goal in mind? Yes. Got full house there. Okay, got a bunch of raised hands. Awesome. In a run last week, we never go running. Oh, yay, I love it. Okay, so you guys, one thing that we get to do, let's have everyone that's on there, I love it. One thing that we get to do is set really good goals. And I want to talk about 5 key things about setting good goals. So I actually took some notes here. I got them on my phone, got my notes. But setting goals, just as important as having an accountability partner, right? We need to have goals in mind so that we have that end of like where we're working towards. Because like, think of it without a goal, right? If you get in your car, you get in your driveway, or you get on the bus, or you go out for a walk, right? And you just jump on the bus, but you don't know where you're going. What happens? You just randomly ride the bus around, and you're actually at the whim of the driver of the bus, that someone else gets to decide where you're going, right? Maybe they drop you off like 2 hours from your house. So not helpful, right? Or you decide to jump in your car and you get on the highway, but you don't know where you're going when you start driving. So you decide to go south, but then an hour later you realize that actually the destination you wanted to be going to was north, and now you're 3 hours away versus 2, right? So really setting a goal helps you give direction to your actions. It gives direction to your intent. It gives direction to where you want to go and what you do throughout the day. So having that goal in mind at the beginning of this 6-week challenge gives you direction throughout the whole challenge so that you have that motivation to stay plugged in and complete. Does that make sense? Can I get raised hands if you guys understand that? Okay, so I'm going to talk about the 5 key fundamentals of having a goal. So the number one, you guys, the number one rule is have a goal that motivates you. It has to motivate you, because if it doesn't motivate you, it's very easy to not put the work in to make it happen, right? So when you set a goal for yourself, it's important that they motivate you. This means that they are important and there are value in achieving it. So what I really want to click there is the value in achieving it. Okay, so there's something in beside you. So motivation is key to achieving these goals. And if they don't inspire you, you're not going to be motivated to stay plugged in. So set goals that relate to the priorities in your life. Without this type of focus, you can end up with too many goals or too little goals and leaving little or no time to devote to them. Goal achievement requires commitment, so maximize the likelihood of success, and you can feel an urgency of, I must do this. So really, guys, the big thing that I love is the priorities behind it, right? And so, one of the priorities for me in staying healthy, costume in Florida, yes, right? I got a goal because I got to rock a Halloween costume or a dress, right? If you know that, like a lot of people, the bigger, how easy is it to get ready for a wedding dress, right? If you've ever had to put on a wedding dress, how easy was it to stay on your plan to know that those pictures were coming? Or how easy is it to stay on track? Say you wanted to get, you're going for your driver's license or something, right? And you needed to do so many hours of practice because you want to make sure you pass. Like, I'm watching my nephews right now learn how to drive because they're going for their test. This kid is driving at every opportunity he can because that test is coming up on Tuesday. He's got a huge commitment in it, and then he really values having his license because he's getting a car afterwards. He's worked away. He's got the money for it. So he's very, very set on doing the work to make sure he achieves his goal. Does that make sense? So you guys want to set a goal that is a high priority. So one of the reasons that I choose to stay healthy and fit, and I'll be honest with you, my mom was not when I grew up. And I always wished my mom would go swimming with me, right? Because if a woman's not confident in her body, what's the first thing she's going to ditch on? The pool, right? So my mom would drop us off at swimming lessons. She would never come in. And still to this day, I've never been swimming with my mom. And that was something that for me was so important becoming a parent was that I was going to be in a position that I not only was confident in my body, but I was confident in my body to do all things with my kids. So that when they wanted to go to the pool, I was okay with it. Right? And so that was something that really inspired me to stay healthy and fit. And I know how I feel when I let things go or I let things slide and I don't want to get on my swimsuit with my kids. I don't feel good inside. I feel like I've let my priorities down, that my values are suffering, right? And because I don't feel good in myself, my kids don't get to go do things they want to enjoy. And I never wanted to let my own decisions steal options from them. So that's something that for me was a huge priority. Does that make sense? Having that connection, why it holds you to it. So you really do need to dig deep. You need to dig deep into why this goal is important for you. And that's where the real work comes in, you guys. That's where the real work for the long-term lifestyle changes happen. It's easy for a dress. It's easy for a party. It's easy for a birthday. It's easy for this. But when you get down to the real deep stuff, you'll know. You'll know when you find it, because this feeling just like overtakes you and it becomes who you are. So take time to find, and Jerry, I agree, Jerry can rock absolutely anything, right? But it is, you guys, I really want you to take time this week to find, first off, those priorities, the values, and why this goal is important to you. If your goal is weight loss, why? Right? What is it important to you that you want to lose weight? Not just to look better in jeans. That's great. That's an absolute great, right? And Terry's got hers. She wants to fit into them, the next one down. But there's a reason you do want to fit into them. Because reality is, we've all been there where we'll just go buy new clothes, right? If they don't fit, eventually we break down, we just go buy new ones, right? So my nails is all overweight, and I could be one of them. My nails. Family, okay. It's like, your nails, how did you put weight on there? I don't understand. Okay. So family is overweight, right? That's a big thing. If there's family illness, right? My whole family suffers from sleep apnea, and most of them have diabetes. And I knew that I didn't want to go down that same route, right? So it was making those changes for me to be a better example for my kids. And I can tell you, my little daughter last night, you guys, this is the example you get to be. So last night we're putting her to bed, and she's like, Mom, I want a cupcake tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. And then she stops and she goes, you know what, Mom, actually I don't. I think I want some healthy food tomorrow. We had a lot of cake today. And that was just like, talk about a proud moment. Here's a 5-year-old that understands the difference between how sugars make her feel and how nutrients make her feel. And that only came because as a family and as parents, we made a stand for it, right? So that's where you get those values of what is valuable. So find a goal. The goal has to be rooted in something. So then next, number 2, you guys, is setting SMART goals. Does anyone here know SMART goals or heard this term before? Someone want to jump off mute and share with us what they think the SMART goals are? I saw Sarah Lee raise her hand. Do you want to share with us? No? Okay. Jerry, do you want to share?
Are they short-term goals?
No, SMART.
Oh.
So it's an anagram. I think anagram's the right word. So SMART. And they all represent something. If you guys have any ideas, post them in. If you guys think what some of the words might mean, post them in the chat, okay? So I'll go through them. So you've probably heard of SMART goals, but you always have to apply the rule. The simple fact is, for goals to be powerful, they should be designed to be smart. There are many variations with the SMART stands for, but the essence of the goal should be, S is for specific. You want it to be a specific goal. Your goal must be clear and well-defined. Vague or generalized goals are unhelpful because they don't provide sufficient direction. So you want it to be specific, because if it's just a random goal of like, I want to lose weight. Okay, that's okay. Everyone wants to, everyone wants to lose a little bit of weight here and there, I think. But what is your specific goal by a certain time, right? What is the specific amount that you want? I want to be in a size 8 jeans. Because if I just want to lose some weight, you could lose 2 pounds. And then if you lose that 2 pounds, then you go out and oh, sweet, I hit my goal. Or I want to lose some weight. I did lose weight this week, so now I'm going to go reward myself with cheesecake. Does that make sense, how you want to be specific, right? I want a specific goal of, I want to have more energy. This is why, right? And I want to get more water in, or I need to drink more water. You want it to be a very specific goal. You also want it to be measurable. Okay, and that's where you get the I want to lose weight to I want to be measurable is how much. Include precise amounts, dates on your goal so you can measure the degree of success. This is super, super important because it decides how fast you want to go and it decides how committed you are, right? So to metaphor, like driving the car, right? If you're driving the car and you don't have a specific measurable goal, do you turn right or left and how fast do you go? If you need to be in Calgary by this time, it decides when you leave, it decides how fast you go, and it decides which direction you go. But if you just say, I want to go for a car ride, do you see the difference? Right? One gives you direction, one gives you time, one gives you like all the process of it, and the other one just, you could sit in your driveway, or I could drive around my cul-de-sac and waste gas for an hour. That's really important when you're setting your goals. Your A is attainable. This is key, you guys. This is so key because this is where we get to set ourselves up for success. Okay, this is where we really get to set ourselves up for success, because if we say, I want to lose 40 pounds in a month, how attainable is that? It's not healthy attainable by any means. And as a coach that's been doing this for a long time, I want to give you guys the opportunity to know that it's not going to be lifelong either. Or I want to lose, you know what I mean? Let's lose 40 pounds in a week or this or that. It's, it's possible, but is it something that you really want to put your body through or your family through possibly? Right? So you want it to be attainable. The healthy weight loss is 0.5 to 1.5 pounds per week, right? So we want to be losing, if people are losing 1 pound a week, that's amazing. Do not get down on that by any means. If your goal is to lose 8 pounds this month or 6 pounds this month or 10 pounds in the next 6 weeks, because you think about it, if you're losing 1 pound a week, that's 52 pounds in a year. A year from now, would you like to be 50 pounds lighter and be able to have it off for the rest of your life? So look at attainable over time, okay? Number R is relevant. So make sure they're relevant. Goals should be relevant in the direction you want your life and your career to take. Okay, so you want it to be relevant into where you want to go and where you want to be. And last one is time-bound goals. Time-bound goals, you must have a deadline. Again, this means you know when you'll be acting to celebrate success. If it's just a random goal like, what's a random? I have been making SMART goals for so long, I can't even make random goals. Sorry, guys, some bad examples for that. Okay, it does become, the more you do it, the easier it gets. So you want SMART, specifics, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Thank you, Jerry. I love it. Okay, so you guys, we will work on that this week. So the third goal rule is set your goal in writing. Why do we want to write things down or share them with others? It makes it real, right? The physical act of writing down a goal makes it real and tangible. You have no excuse for forgetting it. As you will write, here's a couple key things, you guys. Here's a couple key things that I really want you to understand when it talks about how you talk to yourself. Instead of using the word would, like to, or might, what is a word, if anyone knows one word that you can put, that you can change right there, write it in the chat. The goal, first, if one goal is a statement that has power, where you can see yourself, and the other one looks like a position that you can give yourself excuses. Will, I will, yep. I will reduce my operating expenses by 10% this year, or I would like to reduce my operating expenses by 10%, right? I'd like to reduce it, but I'd also would like to eat this, go out to the movies, or I would like to go buy that new purse, or I will do this, which means, did you see the difference? One gives you a space for excuses. So one is setting you up for power, right? One is setting I can, I will, right? It's empowering you to make decisions. The other one is giving you that doorway for excuses. Of I'd like to, but I'll do that tomorrow. Or I'd like to, but I'm not really concerned with it right now. It gives you that I'd like to get there tonight. I'd like to get to that workout tonight, or I'd like to do my meal. I would like to find the time to do my meal prep, or I will find the time to do my meal prep. One empowers you, one gets your brain going, yeah, I would like to do that, but I also have this to do and that to do and this to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you see how quickly your brain starts feeding you excuses just in the change of your words? right? I will do meal prep tonight. All of a sudden you go, okay, I gotta get to the grocery store. I got this time. I gotta get this done. Or I would like to, but I have all this other stuff to do too. So really empower yourself. And in the act of writing it, it makes it real, right? I actually have if you guys come into my office, all my goals for the month are up on I got this huge whiteboard. It just got put up yesterday, actually. And I've got all my goals right up there on the whiteboard, everything for the month. So I see it every day in front of me. I know which direction I'm taking. I know what actions I need to improve on. I know what I need to do for the day because my goals are right there in front of me. So we'll get through this. So number 4 is make an action plan. So by writing it down, then we get to talk about making an action plan that we're going to work together on this week. And number 5 is to stick with it. So remember, goal setting is an ongoing activity, not just a means to an end. Build in reminders to keep yourself on track and make regular time slots to review your goals. Your end destination may require quite similar over the long term, but the action plan you set for yourself along the way can change significantly. So this is what is the most important, you guys, is that action. Right? So we dream in our head. We have these wish lists that we'd like. We make it real by writing it out and taking it from our brain onto a piece of paper. This is something that I actually want to achieve. And then we create an action plan and we involve others in it, like joining this challenge that's going to help us achieve that goal. So we have the action plan of steps. The thing is, you guys, when you get into a community like this, just like I just said, the action plan can change as you go along, right? So if right now we're just focusing on nutrition because fitness isn't a big thing for you or you don't have the time for it, right? So then we're going to set up that action plan. In 2 to 3 weeks, we can be adjusting it. It's not set in stone. The goal is there. The goal is there consistently, but by having an action plan and checking in on your goal and tracking your goal and following up with your goal and being involved with your goal and being engaged with your goal allows you to continue to make little adjustments along the way, so that you can get exactly where you need to go. So I'd love if can you guys give me a 1 in the chat if you got something from this? So I'd love to hear either a thumbs up or give me a 1 in the chat if you got something from this. Goal for this week is we're all gonna work on specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound goals. Awesome, thank you, Jerry, thank you, Megan. You guys gonna be working on these goals together. So everyone watching the recording, make sure you send your coach or the person that invited you a message that you've watched the recording. And I want you guys to take on writing out some goals. So my number 1 thing is, first off, find your priorities. What are your priorities? What do you want? What do you value the most? What is important to you in your day, right? When you go to bed at the end of the night, what leaves you feeling fulfilled? That's what I always look for. What leaves me feeling fulfilled? If this happens for me today, and one thing I'll give you how easy it is. On days that I color with my daughter, on days that I get 10 minutes to color with my daughter, that is so much fulfillment for me that allows me to be up till 11 o'clock at night to do other things. Because I know that I'm working on creating a life that gives me that time to color with my daughter. It's on my vision board over here, a picture of us actually coloring together. And I wanted to do it more. That's one thing, right? So fulfillment comes in very, very different places, and I don't want you to overthink it, right? If fulfillment is picking your kids up from school and walking them, that 20 minutes of just being able to be present and be there, or maybe fulfillment is having an absolutely delicious home-cooked meal, right? Fulfillment comes in. Don't think that fulfillment needs to be our culture is so set into material things that to be successful, we need to have this Instagram body with this beautiful car that's pulling a boat in this gigantor house that you don't even have the time to clean. And it's so, fulfillment comes from inside. So I really want you guys to take some time. This is where the work comes. This is where the life-changing stuff comes. Find a couple of your priorities, things that you value, and set some SMART goals for it. You guys can either reach out to me individually to share them, or I'm going to encourage you to get out of your comfort zone and share them on the group, right? And when we get vulnerable, we get real, and that's where change happens. So I want to give a huge shout out to everyone joining us on the call live today. I know some of you joined us late, and I just really want to acknowledge you for being here. I know it's a long weekend. I know it's Thanksgiving. I know we've got all of the reasons to not be on here, but you guys made a commitment that I will do this challenge. And every single one of you watching this recording made a commitment that I will do this challenge. And I just really want to acknowledge you for taking half hour out of your time to plug in, to get connected, and to really take time for yourself. So I'm looking forward to this challenge so much, you guys. Please send me your feedback. We're always looking to improve. So if there's things that you're loving, I want to hear all about it so we can make sure they continue to go on. And this is our Sunday night call. So next week, I look forward to seeing more of you on here. It will be 8:15. It'll be the same Zoom line. So you guys, if the post isn't up yet, know that it's always going to be this number. So if you're new to Zoom, when you log in and you click join room, there's a little arrow. I'll see if I can pull it up on my phone to show you guys. There's a little arrow that shows up. So when you click Zoom, your app's opening. You guys can see the app there. Okay. When you click join a room, there is a little arrow right here. Bam. And you click it. Oh, am I doing it? There, and it pulls up all the rooms that you've been in. So you can see down at the bottom here, all my different room nines. So the app will actually save the room that you're in. So there's a little arrow when you hit join. So if it's not posted, it's always the same line, the 302-161-7377, I think it is. So that'll always be posted. It'll always be the same Zoom line. And we will be here next Sunday celebrating, you guys. I already know so many results are coming in. The posts and the page is just beautiful. What you guys are doing for Thanksgiving is so awesome. I love all the pictures of like the little pieces of pie. It's amazing. I didn't have a bun. I had my pie. So it's good. It's so good. You guys are on track for such a beautiful 6 weeks. I'm excited to see your goals. I'm excited to help support you in your goals and hold you to them. So we are the little train that could, and every single one of us is on board. We're going to make it up this mountain together. Thank you. I'm going to take all of you guys off mute. We're going to end the call now and have an incredible Sunday. Where do I get everyone off? And I'm mute off. Yay! Good night.
Bye. Bye.